Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. For today's illustration, I wanted to draw something cute and kind of quirky, I guess. A few months ago, I had the idea to draw a couple, and basically they're taking a selfie and he's kind of pulling a funny face to kind of ruin the selfie, and the inspiration from that actually came from my boyfriend. Because basically whenever I try to take a nice photo with him, he always ends up pulling a silly face and trying to ruin the photo. And I thought that would be a pretty cute idea for a drawing. So basically this drawing is a drawing of a young couple. It may or may not be me and my partner. I haven't really decided. It's just a cute couple, I guess. And yeah, they're taking a selfie in the mirror with her phone. And yeah, it's just a funny little drawing idea that I had. Now for this illustration, I have decided to use Copic markers because that is my favorite medium in the whole world. And yeah, I sketched the original sketch on a piece of printer paper, and then I decided to trace it onto some Express It blending card using my light box. I'm using my Copic multiliner pens to do this, and they're basically my favorite lining pens for most illustrations because, I don't know, they just kind of go on perfect and they never smear or smudge, and yeah. I really wanted to pay particular attention to the facial expressions. Basically, he's pulling a funny face and like kind of looking over at her and like trying to make her laugh basically. And she's really trying hard not to laugh. You can tell by her smile and her eyes a little bit. To be honest, I am surprisingly proud of the hands that I drew in this illustration. I know they're in sort of weird poses, but I think I did alright with them. And yeah, usually hands are not my strongest suit, but this time I'm pretty happy with it. As you can see, I've decided to line the background in coloured pencil. And basically that helps me push the background away and try and get the figure in the middle to stand out mostly. So for the colouring part, I started on the carpet below, and yeah, I wanted to give it a sort of soft plush texture. So basically I kind of dabbed the light grey markers over the page and tried to keep it nice and random. There's some C2s and C1s there, and yeah, I think it gives it a little bit more than if I would have just coloured it in one block colour. And the walls of her room are a sort of purpley colour. I believe the colour is heath. And I decided to do this because it's like your typical young girl's room, so yeah. I tried to keep the colour scheme mostly pinks and purples and blues and a little bit of earth tones as well. And I really like this colour scheme. I think they work pretty well together. Now for the figures themselves. I decided to use night blue for her pants, and I used a bit of light crockery blue for the highlights in her pants as well. I really like these two colours together, they look pretty nice. And for her shirt I decided to use light grape, and I used a bit of pinks and earth tones and a little bit of purple to try and shade the piece as well, because light grape is a very odd colour and it's hard to find a sort of darker version of that. For the skin tones, I actually decided to work in the reverse order to what I usually do, just to try some new things out. Basically, I decided to put in the shadows first with the darkest colour, and then go over the top with the lightest colour, and yeah, it gave it a pretty interesting, different feel to it, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I used a bit of tea rose, which is an earth colour, but it's actually a pinky kind of colour, and yeah, I used that for the blush on her cheeks and on her nose, and also a little bit on her elbows and the tips of her fingers. Basically those parts are parts in your skin where it would have more blood flow, and yeah, I ended up putting them there because it looks pretty cute and it kind of livens the piece up and makes it look a bit more alive, I think. For her hair, I believe I used Carib Cocoa, I used Burnt Umber, and a bit of sand, and a little bit of golden yellow as well, just to kind of get all the tones, and yeah, I blended it out but tried to also keep a sort of flicky texture to her hair to allude to the strands of hair. But yeah, I just wanted to take a little bit more time just to remind everyone that I am doing an art share style video for next month. It is open now, but yeah, it'll be closing next month. And basically I'm doing a little art share. So the theme is birthdays, and if you hashtag Scribblefix art share on Instagram with your piece, I can end up showing it in one of my videos, and we can talk about it and say what we like about it and that kind of thing. So yeah, if you're really interested and you want to know more about that, I believe I talked about it more in the Beats video, so I will put a card on the screen for that if you haven't already seen it. And yeah, just to finish up the piece, I ended up using a little bit of Prismacolor Premier pencil. And I just like to do this because it gives it a little bit more of a sketchy texture, and it makes it a little bit more interesting to look at. So yeah, I'm very happy with this piece and how it turned out. And yeah, it's such a cute and quirky kind of funny illustration. And yeah, it's pretty fun to do. Oh yeah, and the last part, obviously, was the flash of her camera, because she's taking a photo in the mirror, and usually there's a kind of a bit of a glare from the mirror. And I really wanted to capture that, so I ended up using a white pencil and a white gel pen as well. And I think that kind of ties the piece in together and draws your eye to the middle. And it kind of finishes it off too. So yeah, I'm really happy with this illustration and how it turned out. Please let me know below what you think. And yeah, here's the final illustration. So yeah, I'll thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit like and subscribe. If you're new here, I do lots of arty type videos. I do speed paints and challenges and sketch videos. Yeah, so make sure you check them out below. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye everyone.